Off goes another one. Off goes another coward. Off goes Dominic Raab. Away he runs. Today is a day upon which one of the, quote, ardent Brexiteers, end quote, one of the people who would tour studios accusing those of us who knew what was going to happen of thinking you were racist or stupid or being condescending, those of us who insisted on trying to insert facts into these conversations where they would have just flags and feelings, we have once again got that very sad sense of vindication. Off goes another one. Off goes another coward. Off goes Dominic Raab. Away he runs. Away he runs. And I just want today, it may be a bit premature, it may be a bit early, I may still be a little bit high on my own supply from the success of the conversation we had after Farage admitted that Brexit had failed. I want today to know how you feel if you bought what Dominic Raab and his mates were selling. How do you feel about the fact that when you take it back to the shop and ask for a refund, the shutters are going to be down and the shopkeeper's going to be gone? I just want to have a little look at that. So Dominic Raab is going. He's resigning. He's gone from insisting that his position was absolutely safe and he had nothing at all to answer for, and all of the people queuing up to accuse him of bullying were, oh, that's a bit of an echo, isn't it? Just like all the people pointing out Suella Braverman's latest breach of the ministerial code are smearing her. Dominic Raab's claim, until he was caught banged to rights, was that people accusing him of bullying or indeed reporting on him being a bully were just smearing him. That ship has sailed. The tide has gone out, and you can see who's still got their trunks on. And forgive this rather unpleasant image, but Dominic Raab has not. So how do you feel about that? Because I've been quite self-referential in this introduction, even more than usual, and I make no apology for that. It's important. Brexit is personal. It's been personal almost since it started, when people like Dominic Raab came after people like me on this radio station, telling blatant lies about me on this radio station in order to keep alive the lie that those of us who knew what was going to happen were somehow patronising people who'd fallen for the lies of men like Raab. That made it personal, and it remains personal. But we're not going to fall out about it, because at some point, reality was always going to return to the fray. So now that it's returning, and people like Raab are running away, how do you feel about the fact that you've staked so much on the Brexit that people like Dominic Raab and Nigel Farage sold to you? You may have fallen out with friends. You may have had blazing rows with family members and colleagues. You may have spent days on Twitter posting doctored photographs of people like me. You may have absolutely nailed your colours so firmly to the mast that you're wondering whether you're ever going to be able to tear them off again. And now the people that sold it to you are rolling over and running away. I'm not today interested in there is a brilliant Brexit, but it goes to a different school party. All right, that is sadly, and I'm sure we'll find ways to build bridges soon, but that for me is still the gristle-headed gammon and pineapple party. I haven't got time or the energy. I know we'll all go viral and you'll end up feeling awful, and I'll be trending on Twitter, but you ring in to tell me how Brexit could have gone well, and I'll ask you how, and then we'll examine the detail and you'll know nothing. So that's not yet. I'm not ready for that yet today. Got more important fish to fry. I'm ready today to talk to you as a unsatisfied customer of Dominic Raab. You believed what he sold. You bought what he offered. You swallowed what he served. And now he's running away. How do you feel about him? 0345 6060 973. And how do you feel about you? Okay, I don't know how often we're going to do variations on this phone-in, and it may be that we've gone a bit too early. That Farage admitting it's a failure one may just have been such an acute moment, such an undeniable milestone in the decline of support for this ludicrous project that it just broke. It reached parts that other questions cannot reach. So we'll soon find out. But Dominic Raab, for me, was among the worst offenders, because of his arrogance and because of his superciliousness, his unpleasantness, his almost performative obnoxiousness. dismissing detail, denigrating fact, claiming a better understanding of the issues than some of the finest experts in the world, never mind merely the country, and doing it with such an air of bogus authority that I can understand how people might have fallen for it. It's not quite the demagogue like a Farage or the sort of pantomime penny farthing like a Jacob Rees-Mogg, just hoovering up support from people who truly believe that our class system is the work of God as opposed to the consequence of centuries of baked-in inequality. Raab was different. He wrote that book, of course, claiming that you were among the worst idlers in the world, that we were among the worst idlers in the world, and then spent many years trying to disown almost everything he'd ever said. So how do you feel about the disappearance from the scene of Dominic Raab? In the first instance, as someone who fell for it, and in the second instance, as someone like me, who knew it was going to happen, and has that sense, just as we had 2 weeks ago when Nigel Farage called it all a failure, just have that very sad sense of seeing what they've done to our country and knowing that there will be no consequences. So I guess we can do a little bit of joint therapy on this one. Is there any satisfaction at all in seeing one of the arsonists run away from the burning building that he claimed was going to be turned into a magnificent palace?